12 Mile Beach, world's best surf.
World's most remote surf.
If you're telling people about the film now, when you do tell them about it, how do you describe it?
I say it is it's a horror film or psychological thriller. It takes place in Australia, and it's about a group of friends that decide to go surfing for the weekend and wind up being sidetracked off to a spiritual site that is inhabited by a mysterious curse and the unpredictable and haunting things that occur when they stumble onto this site.
Where the hell are we going?
Relax. We're dead on track.
I'd say it's a supernatural thriller / horror candy film. It's got a bit of fantasy mixed in there, which you wouldn't really see in an everyday horror, and I like that. I haven't seen that before, and it was kind of cool to watch these characters who weren't really reality based. They were more fantasy based and supernatural based, put into a situation like the Outback, and then work from there. It was fun to make.
There's a waterhole. Best swimming spot for 100 miles. It's beautiful.
Listen, there's been an accident. Turn back.
Look, we'll stay here tonight and we'll leave first thing in the morning, okay?
We're in trouble, Gus.
It's fun.
That's what I was going to say. Did it surprise you how it came together?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's never exactly as you expect, but this one has a lot of cool special effects. So that was a big unknown thing prior to seeing it, and the effects were awesome. So that was probably the most exciting bit, seeing all that come together.
We've been moving.
We're not moving.
It's the power of the guide, He can find you any place.
See the sign back there that said Holiday Inn?
No.
That's because there wasn't one, you morons!
How did you hear about the film and what attracted you to it?
Well, I got a phone call from my manager at the time who said, you know, we've got this script for you, we think you'd be really right for it, and the producers are really interested in you for the role. So they sent me the script, and I read it, and I was like, this is a really cool idea, you know? The script itself stood up. It was a really high concept thriller, and had a lot of great things about it. And so I responded to the material, and they came back and they offered me the job. And the perk on top of it was 2 months in Australia in a beautiful place like Melbourne. They'd kill me for saying that just then. Melbourne.
Maybe it wants to keep us alive.
I shouldn't have called this living, and I sure as hell have called that dead.
And it was just, well, for one thing, my wife and I were both in it, so we were going to get to be in a movie together, and we were living in LA at the time, so we were going to get a chance to go back to our hometown and do a movie, so that was exciting.
Your wife, people didn't even know you were married.
Yeah, no, they didn't. Well, I mean, obviously, yeah, he may have said, but we were cast without them knowing that we were a couple, and then I actually had crew members and stuff coming up and saying, I didn't realise that you were together, because our characters don't associate, you know, much at all, let alone romantically. I think we say one word to each other in the whole film, hi. And
so that was kind of ironic, and so we were just being professional, I suppose, just getting on with our job and turning up when we were asked to, and then some people found out we were married and they're like, I had no idea. So we certainly weren't being overly affectionate, you know. Maybe some people thought there were problems in paradise, but not so, man, not so.
What made you decide you wanted to do the role?
Ling was a really strong character, a strong female character. I thought it would be really fun to play that, and also I do actually have a little bit of a scary factor associated with horror films, and I know that if I was involved in one, I would be able to numb that back a little bit and not be so scared of them, because I'm a very visual person, so anything kind of scary visually that gets in my head, it stays with me for a really long time. So I thought this would be also a good way to kind of ease that a little bit, because they're fun. I really think horror films are fun.
Just reading the script, it had very vivid imagery. All the characters were defined and different, and it sounded like a lot of fun, actually. And then at the end, you still get a big climax with dramatic things happening in the world, and curses and magic coming to a head, and some people die too, so I mean...
You get your money's worth, basically.
Yeah, you do. Yes, indeed, you do.
He will bring hell to the earth. That is not a fearful thing. It is living that is cursed.